Am I the asshole? Mom trying to force me to use scholarship to buy grandma a trailer. Me 19 female received a full ride scholarship to a good college in my area. I currently go to for social work. I also received almost $7,000 on top of this for school expenses and living. I need money to live on campus over the summer. She wants to buy my grandma a new trailer and says she will pay me back, but I don't trust her. The trailer is currently safe to live in, and they will not be kicked out. Am I the asshole for saying no? Edit. She had access to my account and does help me with money sometimes and helps me, so I feel like I owe her and don't want to ruin our family relationship. Not the asshole. Depending on the terms, that would be fraud and you could lose your scholarship. That is for you alone. Not the asshole at all. Your mom should not be asking you for this money for any purpose. It is your scholarship and living expenses to pursue your degree, and you need to use it for those things only. Make sure your bank account is separate from your mother's/grandmother's. And in the future, don't tell your mother how much you have received in a scholarship, how much you have in savings, how much you earn when you begin to get paychecks. It sounds as though she will consider it up for grabs, as she has in this case. Congratulations on your scholarship, and good luck in your studies. Not the asshole. This isn't free money for you to do what you want. In most cases, you have to sign an agreement to receive a scholarship. If you use the money for anything outside the agreement, it would be considered fraud. If they find out, you will lose your scholarship. Remove your family from your accounts immediately. This isn't an am I the asshole situation. You use your scholarship money for you, no one else. Period. But since it is the name of the sub, not the asshole. Not the asshole if mom can pay you back. She can purchase the trailer on her own. Do not endanger your educational and vocational future because your mother sees your scholarship as money for her to spend. Does she understand that you will not be receiving cash, but payments made for tuition, housing, books, lab fees? Get your own account immediately and move that money. Do not bet your future on your mom paying back a large sum of money. If your relationship is ruined because you don't do as she says, then you need to rethink that relationship. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for exploding on a friend after they called me lazy for going to the gym while unemployed? Throwaway account. I lost my job almost a month ago. Since then, I have been job hunting daily, pretty much every waking hour, aside from 1-2 hours for gym, important later. I currently have little to no income, and my bills are starting to pile up. I recently made a new friend who, after learning about my situation, offered for me to stay with them. They live in a more desirable employment area, and also repeatedly hinted they wanted to help me financially. I said I was open to staying at their place, but not yet as I didn't know them too well. I also fully declined financial help. Eventually, when I felt I had no other choice, I asked for that financial help. They said yes, but wanted to ask questions first. They told me, not asked, so unsure why they said they had questions, that they didn't think I was taking job hunting seriously because I go to the gym daily for an hour or two. I explained that I have a bad knee and need regular physical activity, and that it also helps to get away from my desk for a tiny bit. I live in a rural area, and it's not a good place for outdoor walks/activity. They dismissed this and said going to the gym was lazy, that I didn't have my priorities straight, and that if I were serious I'd use that time to make a job happen. I realized all they knew was I'm applying to jobs. So I clarified that my days are spent applying, following up, taking the tests/assessments, doing the pre-recorded video interviews, etc. I defended myself saying I wasn't lazy. Eve held a job without major gaps since high school. Eve done overtime a lot. Eve taken on side projects, so on. They refused to listen and called me entitled and lazy multiple times, accusing me of waiting for someone else to fix my situation, even though the help was something they had offered and I had previously declined. They said my focus should only be on overdue bills, not the gym, and that my explanation was just an excuse. They also said I was young, I'm 30, a whole adult, irresponsible, and had no sense of urgency. They are about 11/12 years older than me. Said it was expected because my generation has entitlement issues. At that point, I lost my temper, because I couldn't understand how 1 hour at the gym really outweighed 12-15 hours of job hunting. I yelled at them, saying it felt like they were offering help just to look down on me for accepting it. They probably just wanted to help, so they could feel like a better person than someone else, and that they should stop trying to be nice to people if it doesn't truly come from wanting to help. I told them I didn't want to speak to them again and ended the conversation. Someone else later told me I was too harsh and that I was in a hole, but I feel like I wasn't at all. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole you can go to the gym while job hunting. Yet, you should have known that asking someone you just met to move in and support them financially is a huge red flag. That would make me really suspicious about their motives. Good luck with the job hunt. Not the asshole. Some people don't actually want to help. They want someone to abuse and keep under their thumb. You did the right thing by not getting further entangled with this toxic person. I hope your job hunting goes well and something breaks for you soon. Daily gym while grinding 12-15 hours of applications is not laziness. It's basic maintenance so you don't mentally disintegrate mid-job hunt. Not the asshole. LOL. Went to the gym. You're lazy. What kind of logic is this? This situation is very odd, and I feel like you're leaving out details. You just happen to make a friend who wants to give you a place to live and money. If you're telling the whole truth, this person is obviously way too controlling for a normal friendship. Not the asshole. Being unemployed and hunting for a job is stressful, and physical activity is a great way to relieve stress. Also, a lot of time job hunting is spent waiting to hear back, and by sitting on the sofa aggressively waiting for a call back would just cause more stress. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend no and not letting him use my vehicle to see his daughter? I, 32F, and my boyfriend, 39M, have been together for 7 months, but we've been friends for 4 years. My boyfriend has a 15-year-old daughter, we'll call her Sarah for this post, who lives on ranch in MT, about 8 hours away from us in ID. He has shared custody of her. I don't have any kids, but Sarah and I get along really well, and I've never really had any problems with her. Last month, his daughter came to stay with us for a week, and although it was fun, my boyfriend tends to spend a lot of money we don't have on her, and it breaks the bank. I am all for spending time with Sarah and having a good time, but Sarah has expensive taste in activities, food, and clothes. I personally like thrifting. Well, in order for her to see us, we have to drive 4 HRS to Mount and 4 hours back, meeting halfway, to get her, and then make the drive again to take her home. My truck is the only good running vehicle, and the only one that's street legal, so we tend to drive mine for these trips. Fast forward, his family is organizing a Christmas dinner for family here in town in ID to make things easier for all of us to see each other, and yes, Sarah will be there. Sarah wants to come on Christmas Day and stay until January 4th to see her dad, but wants us to drive to MT to get her and take her home. My truck has been having some issues and is in great need of new tires. I have a few lights on my dash that I need to take care of before any more long trips. My 33rd birthday is also December 30th, and this is my first birthday actually in a relationship, and I for once won't be working, and I wanted to get out and do adult things such as get drinks, nice dinner, stay out late with my boyfriend. Normally I am always at home or working and never go out to save what money we have. My boyfriend told his daughter we will come get her and drive her home without talking to me. I told him I was concerned about my truck and driving through 2 different mountain passes in the snow. We live in the far north, and I don't think it would be smart. I may have said it abruptly and got frustrated when saying this to him, but I did quickly tell him I'm sorry and wasn't trying to be rude about the situation. He canceled the plans on picking Sarah up and told me to just cancel all other plans we have for Christmas. He has since been extremely quiet around me, and although he still acts goofy with me, he's extremely distant and no longer goes to bed with me. He'll wait until I'm asleep and then come to bed. I did suggest if she waited until Jan, I could have my truck fixed by then and we can come get her. He only shrugged this suggestion off and didn't respond. So, am I the asshole for telling him no to using my vehicle to see his daughter, and now I feel like I could be wrong for doing so? Why is there so much we in a 7-month relationship? It sounds like you're already living together, joined finances, and sharing a vehicle? He isn't fixing the truck, he's spending money we don't have. What exactly is he bringing to the relationship? You're not the asshole for not wanting to use your truck to pick up his kid, but the overall relationship doesn't seem to be benefiting you. Why are you already living with a boyfriend of 7 months? He sounds immature, and I get the sense he's using you. Not the asshole, but you can do better. Not the asshole. Girl, you cannot be this desperate to be in a relationship with an almost homosexual. You keep saying you this and you that. What is he even doing? He has taken over your vehicle, your finances, and your life. Wake up, drop that zero, and get on with your life. His daughter is not your responsibility. Where's his car? Where's his money? What did he do for transportation to pick up his daughter before you were in the picture? Why can't he rent a car to make the trip? Or fly her there? You're not the asshole, and it sounds like he is making zero effort to resolve this issue because it's easier to blame you for this problem. His daughter came to stay with us for a week, and although it was fun, my boyfriend tends to spend a lot of money we don't have on her, and it breaks the bank. This info seemed a little out of place with the issue at hand. Have you expressed any resentment about his spending that would cause him to suspect you don't want Sarah around? He should get a car instead of relying on his 7-month GFs. Your boyfriend spends joint money you don't have. I'm assuming it's joint because you used the word, we don't have. Your boyfriend is allowing his daughter to run the show, indicating he does have the money he doesn't actually have. He should be setting boundaries, maybe one expensive thing per visit, and the rest low-key. Your boyfriend makes decisions without discussing it with you. He didn't even offer to help with your vehicle. He chose to be passive-aggressive. OP, can you see yourself living this way for another couple months? A year, 2 years? 'Cause it sounds like he's already starting to poison the well against you with his teenage daughter, and he is now showing you his true colors. Take your rose-colored glasses off and look at them. Am I the asshole for calling out my neighbor on address fraud? My neighbor is president of our road association, and I'm treasurer. He used my address without my permission on a signed legal document for insurance for our neighborhood road association. He asked my permission and I said no, but he used my address anyway. I asked him to change it to his and he said okay, but never changed it. I called the insurance broker and she said she would change but never did. When I asked her to send me the signed legal document showing it was changed, she committed fraud by doctoring the document 3 weeks post-signature. The broker and my neighbor think I'm being unreasonable not letting them use my address on a document I'm not signing. My address they are trying to use without my permission is across the state. My neighbor/president says he wants to use my address, so the bills go to me, treasurer, even though the process is that he has to review and approve bills before I pay them. He doesn't understand why I used my address on the Road Association bank account, but won't let him use it, even though I explained to him that as the opener and signer on the bank account, it would have been address fraud to use anyone else's address except my own. Now he is being rude and dismissive towards me, spreading false rumors about me to neighbors, and he and his wife have started speeding on the road gravel, knowing fully that speeding is destroying the road, washboarding/rutting. He thinks I'm being dramatic by standing firm and making him and the broker create and resign the insurance policy document with his address and not mine. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole for expecting things to be done in the appropriate legal fashion. This stuff can bite you in the ass in ways you don't expect, even for something as small as a road association. Does the association have an attorney? If not, it's time to get one involved. In the US, you report this directly to the postal investigators. Do you have something similar where you are? You can contact your state's insurance licensing board. That will certainly get the agent's attention. Not the asshole you're not being dramatic when they're doing something without your permission, especially when it's your address. If you can get a lawyer involved, then you should. It sounds like there's things they just don't want to be held liable for, so they're trying to use you to cover things up is my guess. Time to resign as treasurer. This is the kind of guy who will do shady stuff and let you take the fall. Get out before he can.